In this video, I'm here with Chris from Crypto. We are doing a collaboration here today and also another collaboration on his channel. And guys, yeah, you read the title and I know it seems crazy, but in this video, me and Chris, we will discuss the fundamentals of Ethereum that could back up the price prediction that you are seeing in the title. And one clue as to what we are going to discuss is DeFi. And Chris will share his game plan, how he's going to play this DeFi hype that is coming. I think we can all see it. It is coming. So this is something that we are going to talk about. You don't want to miss out on that. And if you think that sounds interesting, then I think you should definitely watch this video.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's very good. It was a very good one.
Yeah. Hello guys and welcome to the moon. My name is Carl and I'm here to bring you this collaboration with Chris from Crypto. And I want to start with the most important question of today. How are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing very well. We are here in the beautiful city of Bangkok after 6 months of island life. It's very refreshing and I'm happy to be here talking about Ethereum. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, Ethereum is blowing up and everyone is talking about DeFi. People are talking about Ethereum 2.0. So this is something we want to cover a little bit. And I know that Chris, you talk about DeFi on your channel every now and then. Maybe you can let our audience know a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so a couple of months ago, I decided to invest in Ethereum. Usually when we talk about altcoins on our channel, whether it's me alone or with DaVinci, we trade altcoins against Bitcoin and we want to get more Bitcoin from it. However, my Ethereum investment, so to speak, for a few months ago was really for the long run. And the reason was DeFi. And I just saw something crazy evolving. If you go on DeFiPost.com, for example, you saw the total value in US dollar, but also in Ethereum being locked in DeFi, whether it's for collateralized loans, or whatever, for whatever reason, just spiked exponentially. And I bought in actually before that spike, and then I was very profitable, but for a few months I was not profitable, and I felt very comfortable with that, even with my investment being non-profitable against Bitcoin, because I knew the reasons why I invested in it. And I think DeFi is very, very powerful because the overall narrative behind it is once again scarcity, and we know how well it works for watches, for Bitcoin, for gold. Whenever you have scarcity, a contracting supply, circulating supply, or whatever, this can be only beneficial for the Ethereum price. And yeah, we will talk about the mechanisms in that video and also derive some nice price predictions from it. I can't wait for it, but for sure scarcity and the whole DeFi thing was the reason for my investment.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, as everyone knows on my channel, I actually bought some Ethereum a few months back when the DeFi started, and I felt like buying Ethereum is a nice way to get exposure to the whole DeFi space. And of course, the other way you can do it is just buy DeFi coins, which is something that is more risky, of course. Yeah, let's talk more about Ethereum, because if DeFi blows up, just like ICOs blew up, then that creates huge demand for Ethereum, of course, and the whole Ethereum 2.0 mechanism. So yeah, the big question is, where is this going to take Ethereum in the future? And personally, I think that because currently Ethereum has 20% of Bitcoin's market cap, and I think that Ethereum is probably going to keep that percentage or maybe even grow in the medium, short, or medium term. In the very, very long term, I don't know. I wouldn't want to speculate about it. But like in the next 5 years, I'm pretty sure that Ethereum will keep 20% of Bitcoin's market cap. And like I said in the intro, we're making 2 videos. And in the video over on Chris's channel, we are talking about the gold's market cap compared to Bitcoin's market cap and some other very, very interesting things. Taking these numbers that we talk about on your channel, what does that give us for Ethereum? I mean, if Ethereum has 20% of Bitcoin's market cap now, and Bitcoin goes to gold's market cap, and Ethereum keeps 20%,
yeah,
what does that happen? I mean, that puts Ethereum at...
So yeah, gold is right now approximately at close to $2,000 an ounce. That would equate to, I think, approximately 10 trillion US dollars. If you divide that by 18 point something million circulating supply for Bitcoin, we are at 550,000 US dollars approximately 20% is like 110,000 US dollars for Ethereum. It sounds crazy, probably.
110,000.
Yeah, sounds crazy for the viewers, but if you look at the mechanisms behind Ethereum right now, of course, right now we are far away from that. But when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, for example, and also smaller investors at today's prices are incentivized to hold or stake 32 Ethereum to get an interest on their Ethereum staking, then these 32 Ethereum are taken away from the circulating supply, since you have to lock them. So you are contracting the circulating supply while the incentive mechanism drives the demand higher. So you have an potentially increasing demand with a contracting supply. At the same time, people have to collateralize their Ethereum in smart contracts to get a loan out of that, and all collateralized Ethereum are also taken away from the free market. So we have a leveraged contraction of the supply whilst the demand is going up. Not only the demand behind the incentive structures of Ethereum, but also the increased demand which just comes into the crypto space from Bitcoin alone. So I see very, very glory times for Ethereum. I was recently covering 10,000 US dollars per Ethereum, which is a very conservative price target if you keep in mind that the central banks, 84 central banks in the world, are printing currency like crazy. Then I would say within the next few years, this is very conservative. And yes, 100,000, maybe not in today's purchasing power, but in future purchasing power is very possible.
Yeah, I think with this reasoning, with all of the things backing up Ethereum, I think 100,000 sounds like something that could happen. Now, that does not mean that I'm going and buying Ethereum for all my Bitcoin. I just have a little bit of Ethereum to get some exposure to this possibility. I still think that Bitcoin by far is the safest bet. Bitcoin, I mean, you agree, right?
For sure.
So we both keep the vast majority of our crypto in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has fundamentals like no one else, like no other crypto. So let's just be clear there. But we both see the potential in Ethereum, and I think it's always good to diversify a little bit, introduce some riskier assets and some safer assets. In my opinion, Bitcoin is the safest asset that I can see out there. Maybe gold would be the other one that I see. All right, so everyone out there, you probably hold Bitcoin. Some of you probably hold Ethereum. Now, if you want to introduce even more risk, which is of course something that is risky, right? You need to do your research and all of that. But I want to talk to Chris about that. So how do you play this DeFi wave? I know you hold Ethereum, but do you hold other coins? And what's your game plan here?
Yeah, so I can maybe just lay down approximately the percentage breakdown of my portfolio. I have 85% in Bitcoin. I have close to 10%. You know what? With the recent rise, probably more than 10%. My Ethereum investment is also profitable now. Very nice since a few weeks already in Ethereum, and some altcoins in a trading portfolio where I'm trading against Bitcoin. However, I am right now going to take a closer look at the DeFi space and introduce a very small fraction of my portfolio into the DeFi space. Let it be 5%. And I will divide that by 20 and invest in same increments in certain DeFi projects. But overall, I would say the safest bet from a risk-return ratio would be just to buy Ethereum. Just like buying Bitcoin, if you want to bet against the monetary policy, if you want to bet on the DeFi space, I think the best thing is just buying Ethereum, because if Ethereum-based DeFi projects search, Ethereum will search with it. The easiest thing is just going back 4 years in time and looking at the ICO craze and looking what happened to Ethereum. Ethereum just pumped from 50 cents basically in the beginning all the way up to 1,300 US dollars. And many of the ICO investors got burned. Some of them made it 200x, some of them made it 300x. But if you just bought Ethereum, the underlying layer of this whole ICO craze, you made an amazing gain, and it is like an index of the whole space. So if anyone doesn't want to invest like 5 hours a day into researching, I mean, I have some researchers, I will do a little bit of research, but yeah, if you are not willing to do that, I think just buying Ethereum would be the safest bet. I might be talking about on my channel later on, like in the next few weeks, about some DeFi picks I'm gonna make. Who knows? But for sure, I really want to make sure that everyone knows Bitcoin is the safest bet, and if you want to bet on DeFi, Ethereum should be your first bet.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think that this is something that I'm also going to look into. But like we also talked about here, it's always very important to do your own research, because Just going out there and buying everything you see is very, very risky, and yeah, you need to know exactly what you're doing. Thank you so much, Chris, for being here on my channel. Over on Chris's channel, we're making another video. We're making 2 collaborations today, and if you want to go and watch this video, make sure to click this video right there, right now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Did we do a sound test? It's fine.
I did a sound. Oh yeah, let's do it. Carl from the moon.
Yes, hello, this is a sound test.
Yeah, this is actually a very good sound test. I'm
amazing
very
sound test.
interested in that sound test and in the outcome.
Right now.